Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new day. This is today's Rundown with Ramon show. Our flagship topic of the day today is how to hire your first virtual assistant. We're going to touch on that on today's Rundown with Ramon show. And we got some other cool topics as well, talking about Stripe buying a $7 billion company, what that means to you. Talking about Burger King is revamping the Whopper, the best hamburger in the world, says everyone who has brains. Ferrari selling its first EV in an auction for $40 million. And it's nice to hear some good news. An air traffic controller adeptly manages a mid-air mix-up. Yes, what does that mean for you and your business? And Disney announces more live-action remakes at fan events. And as we do on the Rundown with Ramon, taking a few of the headlines of the day today, bringing that to you and see how the headlines of the day today impact your business. Yes, we are live streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Definitely when you go to YouTube, Zone of Genius. Yes, YouTube is Zone of Genius. Yes, you can make sure you subscribe and follow. Those watching and listening on Spotify, make sure you follow as well. Click the button to subscribe. Click the button to follow so you don't miss out. Also live streaming on Breakfast with Champions platform. Happy birthday, Manu, to you. Live streaming on the Breakfast with Champions platform. Thank you, Marilyn. And it's nice. What's nice about being on the Clubhouse on the Breakfast with Champions platform is that we have a live studio audience that can unmic, say their name, and join in as we go forward in today's Rundown with Ramon show. So sit back, and if you're getting some tea or getting some coffee, enjoy that. You're putting your kids in the school bus or in the van, you're doing that. You're talking to your boo, doing that. Sitting at a desk like I am, getting ready to serve your clients and customers. Whatever you're doing, you got a brand new show. All right. So let's move forward, reminding you all that this episode is brought to you by my friends at Bitdefender. Our Be More Secure campaign is here. Do me a favor. If you want to thank me for doing this show, let's thank our sponsors. Do yourself a favor and make sure your business is secure. Most of you hearing the sound of my voice, you're thinking, no, it can't happen to me. It happens only to big people. Lie. Happens only to other people. Lie. It won't happen to me. Lie, and lie. It can happen to you, and that is that cyber criminals can infect and attack your business. So join me and my friends at Bitdefender and go to BeMoreSecure.com. BeMoreSecure.com. Download Bitdefender Small Business Security for free. Check it out for free offer they have at BeMoreSecure.com. And when you download that, email me proof of download, and you'll be entered to win some cool prizes. And you can see the details of that campaign at RamonRay.com. Just click on Be More Secure. Go to Ramon Ray, Be More Secure. But do check out BeMoreSecure.com. Also brought to you by Ramon Office Hours. Those of you who want to take your business to the next level and get with Ramon about marketing, about sales, about email marketing, social media marketing, AI, how to get on more stages, how to speak better on more stages, the mindset you need to thrive as an entrepreneur. You can join me in Ramon Office Hours. Also, I got some cool coaches and guest speakers who come in. Check out Ramon Office Hours, free for 1 month. Try it out and join us as we crest to 50 members, and then we grow to 100 members. Join us in Ramon Office Hours. You can see all that at RamonRay.com. So let's dive into today's show. And again, those who are listening to us on Clubhouse, you can click that easy link. If you haven't yet downloaded my guide to how to grow your solo business, there's that as well at growyoursolo.com. The link is right there. Click on it and do a quick download right now. So today's show is going to be amazing. Pastor Jeff Moffitt's on the Facebook side. Glad you're here today watching and joining us. Let's dive into these headlines. Ding, 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 ding. Listen, I wasn't paying attention to this too much, but Stripe powers what? Half or more e-commerce transactions from a lot of us, right? Stripe does that in the background somewhere. They've just acquired an AI startup called Open Router, which is an amalgamation, I don't know if that's a word or not, an amalgamation of AI models. It helps developers access more than 400 AI models. I didn't even know there were that many AI models. So clearly, If it has a valuation, it acquired it for more than $7 billion and was valued at 1.3 billion at its most recent funding round. So Stripe is getting into the AI game smartly. Everybody's getting into the AI game. Will it blow over soon? It will at some point, but I think right now AI is the way to go. I've been seeing huge advancements in my own business with a lot of AI coding that I'm doing, vibe coding. And if you're not doing that, you should as well. Don't just do prompts on AI. Use the work versions of the AI platforms and or the coding versions and make your own applications. Ding, 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 ding. Another thing I read today, it warmed my heart. How Burger King revamped its Whopper and overtook Wendy's. One thing they did, of many things they did, to overhaul its signature Whopper, Burger King added a more premium bun, new mayonnaise, a box to preserve freshness, and a corporate chef who had already worked his magic at chicken chain Popeyes. Listen, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. As Damon John says, there's very, very new things in life that are brand new. Very few things, Patty, that are brand new. Very few things, Chris, that are like just, oh, I never heard this before. Very few things, Leslie, like, oh, really? Didn't know this. No, the hamburger has been around for ages, but Whopper just made it better. Tasty mayonnaise. Tasty bun. This, that, and the other. What can we do in our business to refresh it and make a difference? There's a lot of talk shows, a lot of people stream. Well, there's nothing like the Rundown with Ramon show. It's a different experience. And so you need to think of that your same. They have surpassed Wendy's, and still McDonald's is 5 times ahead of them, but still, you don't have to be first to still win. My name is Ramon Ray. This is today's Rundown with Ramon. Another headline of the day. Note this out, Ferrari's first electric vehicle sold for a record $40 million at a charity auction. What does this mean for your business? I don't know. It just looks like a cool headline, so I brought it in. Sorry. Let's keep moving. Air traffic controller adeptly manages a mid-air mix-up. I just wanted to bring this out. We hear about airline crashes when they happen, and they happen few and far between, thankfully. But it's nice to see this good feel story. It's kind of like dog doesn't bite guy. It's kind of like lady does whatever. You know what I mean? It's just cool. So kudos to our air traffic controllers. Glad a disaster was averted. But what this means for you, when's the last time you publicly praised somebody? When's the last time you publicly said, hey, listen, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. When's the last time you did it? I do it quite frequently all the time. I even do it from the pulpit of my church sometimes, to my wife's chagrin, but I do it quite a bit. And when's the last time you've done that? Last headline of the day today, before we get to our flagship topic of how to hire your first virtual assistant, kudos to Disney, announces more live action remakes at fan event. Now, I don't give a darn diggity Dixon about Disney per se. Watch their movies from time to time. But here's the thing. We got to freshen stuff up, Maisha. We got to freshen stuff up, Paula. We got to freshen stuff up, Coach. We got to do it. You can't be doing the same thing you're doing, Alexandra Nicole. Welcome to a brand new day. Every day the same way. You got to freshen things up. So, and also it's good to set the tension and pre-announce things as Disney's doing. So listen, I'm going to pause for a second here. We've talked about Disney pre-announcing things. We've talked about air traffic controllers. When have you praised somebody publicly? And you can take any angle you want onto any of these. Ferrari's first EV vehicle sells for $40 million. I really don't care, but I just thought it was a cool headline. Burger King revamped the Whopper. Burger King does make some good sandwiches, I think the best on earth. And of course, Stripe is buying an AI startup for $7 billion. Are you ready to invest and expand? Maybe not $7 billion, but maybe doing something different. I'm Ramon Ray. Let me pause and see if anybody on the live stage wants to jump in. And if not, it's okay. I got a lot to share. I'll pause.
Hey, good morning, Ramon. It's Leslie. How are you?
Leslie's in the house. The mic is yours, Leslie.
You know, the Burger King, I didn't know about the bun and the mayonnaise and
Mm.
so forth, but just from watching the marketing
Mm-hmm.
and the commercials on TV, I'm like, wow, I'm loving Burger King again because in my area, the Burger Kings, we have one now, all of them have closed. So
Mm.
over the last few years, I've seen the decline, and I can't tell last time I've been to a Burger King. But the commercials that they have now, where they've kind of ditched the king mascot.
Mm-hmm.
And now part of that is the king is you, meaning if you come in and you say, I don't know if you've seen, but if you
I
come in
have.
and say,
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't been done
Mm-hmm.
well, whatever, they're going to. And I love that because that is now really and truly saying that the customer, I'm really catering to the customer. And I
Yes.
love that. And the wording that I love is the king is you.
Mm.
I just love that. So, I said that to my kids. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I love this commercial and I'm just loving Burger King. So I just wanted to share that as you brought that up. And
Leslie, I
how cute.
appreciate it. And Leslie, is it fair to say, Leslie, that the Burger King Whopper hamburger with that two buns in, you can just hear the meat sizzling with the tomato, with the lettuce, with the pickle, with the mayonnaise, with the bun, adding some bacon on it. You just crunch it. Oh, Leslie, is it fair to say that's kind of like the best hamburger in the world, Leslie?
Hey, like I said, I'm loving it. So I know when I go and try it, it is going to be the best hamburger I've ever
Come
had
on
in my
now.
life.
Leslie, I knew there was something special about you. Because here's the thing, Leslie. Me and my lady, like, she likes going to Five Guys. In Five Guys, she likes the French fries. In fairness to her, she just liked the French fries, and they do make nice, natural. You can see like the brown on the French fry, because it's cut right there. But I find their hamburgers, they're well known. Millions love them, Leslie. But I find they're just a bit too thick and not like I can't compress it enough and bite it. Maybe that's too detailed for you, but that's just me, at least.
Now, side note, Five Guys, I love their hot dogs. I go there for the hot dogs and
Okay.
the fries. So
Okay.
yeah.
Love that. Leslie George, book publisher extraordinaire. Definitely click on her face and see her. Anybody else wanted to join me as I pause for a minute or two and see who else wants to join? And if not, we'll move on. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And Adrian Barker, I cannot wait to hear your show coming up today or tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and to hear what's going on with your Manus transition. I'm excited to hear that. But everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is today's Rundown with Ramon show. Please, with somebody on miking.
Hey, Ramon,
Hey,
this is
Pierre.
Pierre.
What's
Good
up, brother?
morning.
How you doing?
Hey, always good to talk to you. Thanks for sharing the news and everything. One quick thing I would say on Burger King,
Mm.
I
Pierre,
you
Pierre,
mentioned
be
about.
careful. Whatever you get ready to say, be very careful. Use your words carefully. Carefully.
It's going to be
Step carefully. Go ahead.
okay. I was going to say the renewal. I think is part of what's going on with fast food. I think
Mm.
there's more options. I think the lessons that small business owners can take is that whatever options you think are available to your customers when you start out, they can evolve and do change. I think for Burger King, and it's not just them. It's you can look at McDonald's and Wendy's and so forth. They're price competing against a lot of casual dining,
Mm-hmm.
and those sort of experiences change how your customers view your experience. And I think that's the big takeaway from this as well. Whoppers, I still love Whoppers. Actually, I like them a
Mm-hmm.
lot better than the than
Wendy's, McDonald's.
McDonald's and a little bit and Wendy's. Yeah, but I think the thing is that they're just trying to figure out how do we now compete in a world where for the same $10 or $15 that I could get a really good value meal
Mm-hmm.
at Burger King, people can walk over to a Panera or they can walk
Ooh,
over to
come on now.
someplace else,
And I
and we
like
just
Panera a
have a
lot too.
lot of competition. So yeah, there's just a lot of choices. I think it's heated up in the last few years, and I think this is just trying to find how do I renew that. And I think this is a good lesson for small business owners to look at what you have, figure out what to renew. And back to you, Ramona. Leave it there.
Oh, I love that. And Pierre, let me ask you: you consider yourself kind of a healthy guy, kind of more or less? Because I have a follow up. I have a trap set for you, so I'm already telling you there's a trap set. But overall, you consider yourself a healthy guy.
Um, Probably just about average for the average person.
I'll take that. Okay, me too. Well, I'm a little more above the average, but I get it. Question to you: when you have, assuming you do play along that with me, but let's say you had a Whopper. Here's the question, Pierre: can you have a bottle of water with a Whopper, or do you gotta have a Coca-Cola and some fries? Like for me, I'll just tell my answer. I don't like water with Indian food. I gotta have a nice Coke or soda. Number two, if I'm having like pizza, Domino's pizza, Pizza Hut, you gotta have a Coke with it or like a hamburger. I like being healthy. I'm a healthy guy, but some things, water with a hamburger, something's wrong with that. What do you think on that, Pierre?
I'm tempted to do the Coke, but I'll be honest with you. I recognize in myself, I drink a lot of soda throughout the day. I kind of try not to do
Oh,
that now.
yeah.
So now it's more of a, You know, if I know I had soda at some point in time during the day or within the last 24 hours before I got in my
Mm-hmm.
Whopper, I might be tempted to grab a water. But to be honest with you, I have to fight to do that because a lot of times I do that. I like Coke. I like vanilla Coke. I do love the mixed drink applications that you
Oh,
can get
okay.
at things like a
Mm-hmm.
Burger King. So I'm tempted by that. So
Well,
that's my
Pierre,
quick answer.
thanks for being with me. And I was going to go on everybody with the Rundown with Ramon show, but somebody in the comments on Facebook has ruined the entire show. This person's an amazing human. They contribute. They're astute. They're a veteran. They've written multiple books. Listen, they're one of the one of the, if not the top contributor on Breakfast with Champions platform. But now they're saying some terrible words in the Facebook chat, and it's getting to be a problem. So I'm just going to talk about the first one. About the Coca-Cola, I'll agree with Pastor Jeff on that. Coca-Cola is unhealthy, and he says he only uses it to clean his car battery. I love it, Pastor Jeff. But here's the thing, Pastor Jeff. You know, and I know, and we all know nobody enjoys eating Beyond Burger unless you strict up, straight up vegan. And if you vegan, there's just an issue too. And I got good friends who are vegan. I'm having some fun. So calm down, people. But I'm sorry. A Beyond Burger, that fake stuff made out of tofu and chickpea sauce, that stuff does not compete with a Whopper. End of story. I can't. I may just end the show early for that. Like really, that's a problem. Before we move on, anybody want to unmic Pastor Jeff? If you're able, you're welcome to. But those whoever wants to, this Beyond Burger nonsense, Beyond Burger should be banned. I get it. Be vegan. Don't eat meat. Be healthy. But don't try to Beyond Bacon, Beyond Burger, Beyond Fish, Beyond Tuna, Beyond pork. Beyond bacon. It's getting a bit much. Just call it what it is. Just call it broccoli. Call it tofu. Call it chickpeas. And let's stop calling it. Oh, it's. I can't. I'm gonna pause.
No,
Wait,
don't pause
did
because you know
it,
what? Like I have a pet peeve with the Beyond Burger too because it mimics the way it's made.
Hello.
Specifically, the way it's made. It's made to mimic meat. So
Thank you.
why if you're imitating meat, just eat the freaking meat then. I don't understand. Like if you want like chunks of vegetable, that's good. I don't have anything against that. Like a veggie burger, that's different. That's different a veggie burger. But a Beyond Burger, it's made like the AI doesn't know the difference. It like makes it.
Hello.
Oh, it's disgusting to me.
Patty,
Just the
I love
idea.
it. Patty, and listen, before we, Pastor Jeff, I heard your voice, Pastor Jeff. Just give me 1 second. Let me just sit up and let me buckle my seatbelt. Hold on 1 second, Pastor Jeff. Let me just buckle my seatbelt. Patty, you join me here. Buckle your seatbelt, everybody. Let's just put our hands, with respect, Pastor Jeff, a little bit. We'll give him no more than an hour. Okay, Pastor Jeff, what do you have to say?
well, first of all, Ramon, if I had to pick between a Big Mac
You can't.
and a Whopper, I definitely would take the Whopper because it's flame broiled,
So far, we're
and
good, Pastor Jeff.
supposedly,
We're good.
supposedly it's real meat.
It is.
But
Yes.
in this conversation,
Uh-huh.
what I think your listeners may have failed to recognize
Oh, boy.
is that they did not change the quality of the meat; they only changed the dressing, and therefore, if you change the dressing on the Beyond Burger that you eat, it may taste better, as well as a veggie burger.
Pastor Jeff, you're adding
It's
so much
all about
confusion to the
the
conversation. I can't even hear more.
dressing.
Oh, my
It's
God.
about what you put on
This
it.
doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, who eats a Whopper plain?
It doesn't even make any sense. Pastor Jeff, I can't, Pastor Jeff, we're almost, I don't, rarely few times have I been stuttered for nothing to say and been so frustrated. It's not, yes, the sauce is important, Pastor Jeff. That's for sure. Sauce is important. But please don't come in here saying Beyond Burger and the regular real Whopper is the same. It's just the sauce. No, that's totally fake news. What are you talking about? No, 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 no.
Not to mention the calories. And Health Wells, I think, will probably agree with me. For especially after you get to a certain age, Ramon, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You really need to eat more healthy. Now, a Whopper every now and then, like
I'm with
maybe
you on
once
that.
a
I agree.
quarter.
Yeah.
Once a quarter, I can't eat a whole bunch of those, and we're definitely not doing the Coke. I mean, have you seen what it does to the corrosion on
No,
your
I haven't. I don't
carburetor?
look at those videos. When they come up, I block them, Pastor Jeff. I block those videos.
Well, the next time, since you're in the vacation capital of the world, I'm pretty sure that at some point your battery gets some corrosion, that green stuff all around
Oh
it.
my
Just get a
Lord.
bottle of Coke and pour it on it and watch what it does, Ramon.
Everybody, Pastor
And
Jeff, who helps us go ahead and finish that, who helps us with grief and not
listen,
eating Whoppers.
if it does that to the car battery, what is it doing to your insides, your intestines? Yeah, I just can't do the Coke. No
Oh,
man.
and that I'm with you. I drink it rarely. I drink it once in a while. But yeah, on the Beyond Burger, Pastor Jeff, I'm not with you. But Pastor Jeff, thank you for being here, brother. Don't forget to check out Pastor Jeff's show. Be your best at Pastor Jeff. And what made my day, everybody, is Maisha. Maisha and I are so aligned on everything. Me, Maisha, and GA. She's one of my biggest fans. Uh, she's one of
Lies,
my biggest fan,
lies,
especially on the new website I did. I'm not gonna say the website of Maisha, but especially on the new website, that one I did. She loves that one. But Maisha's like saying
more
here
lies.
that she loves Whoppers. But seriously, Maisha, are you a Whopper girl, Big Mac girl, Wendy's girl? What kind of girl
No,
are you?
no. I'm with Pastor Jeff and help. I'm in the middle of my workout, as a matter of
Okay,
fact.
you can be muted.
I have not eaten. No, you done done it now. I don't. Cannot tell you the last time I ate any of that. Five Guys is about the best I'll do right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah, but I don't do any of the fast foods because I don't really know what that substance is. I
I
don't do
respect that.
fast food chicken, and I don't do soda. Y'all can do like Spindrift or Poppy, like it's carbonated sparkling water with a little flavor. You don't have to do the Cokes and the Pepsis anymore. They have
You
alternatives.
see, this is why I can respect Maisha. You're full on, you're a healthy girl, got it, done. No complaint from me. But I would just take to a bridge to, we're gonna go fast food. We're gonna have the Slurpee and the Sunday and the soda and all this. Let's get Beyond Burger. Can't deal with you. Nope, not gonna do it. So, Maisha, glad you're here today, everybody. Thank you, GA, for being here. Pleasure to have you. Let's move on with today's show, the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here. Brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. Encouraging you to go to bitdefender.com. Even better, go to bemoresecure.com. Bemoresecure.com. Aisha, I hope you've done that. GA, I hope you've done that with your new book. Jenny, I hope you've done that. Bemoresecure.com and see the full campaign at RamonRay.com. Bemoresecure.com. And also, those who want to work with me, you're like, Ramon, you coach businesses and help us get to the next level? Yes, I do. And you can see that as well at RamonRay.com or the easy button, Ramon Office Hours. Let's dive into the flagship topic of the day today. When I was growing my business, and I'm still growing my business and figuring things out, but one of my first times hiring a quote unquote virtual assistant, I was at the United Nations sitting at my desk, and my boss asked me to stay late or do something. And I had this young lady who had given me her card. She said, Ramon, if you ever need anything, call me. I'd love to help you. It was in that moment I called her and said, Laura, are you available? Can you be at this place at this time and do this? She said, bet, no problem. I'm there. And that was the first time I realized I can outsource. I can get somebody else to help me scale. And my first time hiring a quote unquote virtual assistant. And I wanted to talk about that today. Hiring somebody either in person in your office, maybe they're in your city, you get to see them. But most of the times we refer to a virtual assistant as somebody, if talking to US based people, usually it's somebody outside of the USA who lives in a country whose cost of living is much less. So let's say you want to hire somebody in the US and you pay them $2,000, $3,000 a month for your video editing, for your social media, to be your executive assistant. Well, maybe you hire somebody from the Philippines, from Mexico, from Pakistan, from India, from wherever they may be, another country, and maybe they charge you $500 a month. That's kind of what we're talking about, at least in most people's minds, hiring a virtual assistant. Full disclosure, everybody on this platform, in the larger sense of the word, is a virtual assistant. Now, forget the word assistant, but meaning if I hire Malika to do my book, she's virtual. If I hire Leslie to do my book, she's virtual. I hire Maisha to help me with intimacy and all the mindset things and all this. She's virtual, right? So that's virtual in the sense they're remote. But the historical word we use, virtual assistant, is that person oftentimes low cost compared to those of us in the US, right? Our cost of living is different. We need 60,000, 150,000, 200,000. One of the countries, they can get off of 20,000 US, 30,000 US, whatever it may be, and live just fine. So let me give a few tips on hiring your first virtual assistant, but I will give one thing and one thing very clear. I don't like using the name VA. I use it because that's what we all use. I really prefer freelancer, contractor, and or giving my team titles: social media manager, video editor, executive assistant, head of operations, whatever it may be, but give people titles. I think it keeps things very clear and much, much easier for sure. So let's dive into this. Get a virtual assistant. How do you get one? I love that, Pastor Jeff. We'll definitely dive into that pending time. But Damon Darling, congratulations to him and what he's going through in a way. So, number one, know why you're hiring. Maisha's like, it's time for me to get a virtual assistant. Adrian's like, time for me to get a virtual assistant. I keep hearing about it. You don't get a virtual assistant because it's cool. You don't get a virtual assistant because you want to be in fad. You don't get a virtual assistant because it's like, ooh, wow, this is cool. No. You need to know, why do you want that virtual assistant? And I would say, do not just hire a VA simply because you're overwhelmed. That's not the main catalyst, main reason. That could be a start. But I would dare say, name the bottleneck. Is it scheduling? Is it email inbox management? Is it customer follow-up? Is it research? Is it bookkeeping? Is it preparation? Is it content support? Is it administrative coordination? Now, AI can do a lot of these things, yes, but still, nothing beats having a solid team, especially those of us that are building a $500,000 to $1 million or so size business. Nothing beats having that owner, that leader who's the visionary and probably doing the bulk of the sales and the face of the brand, supported by 2 or 3 key people who can help drive the business forward. And what you want to ask, ironically, similar things we ask with AI is, what work repeatedly is consuming my time and does not require my direct judgment? Now, you can hire somebody and train somebody for that, as you should. But that's how you want to see, what am I doing over and over and over and over again that I can hire somebody else and plug them in to do. Another thing that's very important as you're looking to hire a virtual assistant, as it were, using that word, is what are your systems and operations and processes. This is something that's very important. How can you give to somebody else the process of what you do in your business if you really don't know what is done? So you may want to map that out before you hand it to somebody else. Hey, Christina Howard, glad to have you here. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon show. Number 2, audit 1 real week of work. This is one thing you can do as you're looking in that step of, how do I hire a virtual assistant? How do I hire the first team member that I've never had somebody before, but I need some help? Why don't you check out exactly, what are you doing? Oh, this is what it takes when I get a new client. We have a phone call. I take the phone call. I have them fill out an audit. They fill out the audit. I give them back an assessment. After they get an assessment, I schedule the call. After they schedule a call, I book the year's worth of follow-ups. After the year's worth of blah, 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 blah. Map it out and audit what it looks like to do X, Y, Z with you. So knowing better what you do, knowing how you do what you do, is one of the best ways that you can build in success for the person you're hiring. Let's say, for example, I'm working with Bushwoman. Let's say I'm working with Malika. Let's say that Pastor Jeff hires me. Let's say Dr. Jenny Lacey hires me in her business and her practice. Hey, Ramon, come on in and help me. Okay, Dr. Jenny, I'm ready. She don't even know what she's doing. She don't know how she onboards a new client. She don't know how she transitions off a new client. She don't know how she does a new TV show. How can I help her if she don't even know? No, first you got to know what you do. You got to know what you do. And I'm very proud to say I have like 10, 20, 50 maybe. It's called an SOP folder for Zone of Genius. I have that. I don't use it so much, but I had a season where I was disciplining myself to document how things go on WordPress, document how things go here. And it's amazing that with AI doing it, man, it's a whole game changer almost like overnight. So that's number 2. Number 3, choose the first 3 responsibilities. Don't maybe flood the person with everything, but say, hey, here's how I work. And I'm going to pause here after number 3. And here's how you can do this. Start them off with 1 or 2 tasks and see how they do that. And remember, it's not just on them. This is a 2-way street when you hire a virtual assistant. It's a 2-way street. They need to say yes to you. You need to say yes to them. You don't want them to be a total moron, and they don't want you to be a total moron. This is important. So give them some responsibilities a bit at a time. Start maybe with a narrow role, not a vague request. That's another thing. Now, I've had that problem. Hey, I want to hire somebody just to help me with stuff. What does that mean? To help me with stuff. They can't read my mind. They can't read my mind. So this is important. In a good first assignment, it may include something like, help me coordinate my calendar. Help me do some CRM updates. Help me follow up. And even talking about calendaring, for example, that's something you have to train people. People I've worked with, I've said, hey, listen, I try to keep Wednesdays, Never happens. Try to keep Wednesdays free. Fridays I like to keep open. Saturdays and Sunday I don't like to do this. I don't like to start my day in this time. Here's a code of how you can prioritize things. So all those things are a way you got to train people how to work with you and how they should help you soar. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon show, talking about how to hire your first virtual assistant. Know why you're hiring them. You must be very good in your business first. Number two, audit 1 week and see how you're working so you can see how they can map that week and help you. And number three, choose the first of one or two or three responsibilities and have them do that. Let me pause, see if anybody this was helpful for anybody here on stage, and or if you have a question for me about anything. It could be about business, it could be about baking, about your marriage. I don't care what it's about. My specialty is business, but anybody has a question or comment, feel free to unmic and join me if you wish.
Hey, Ramon, it's Maisha.
Hey, Maisha, what's up?
No, thank you for that information about what it takes to hire a virtual assistant. I know that sometimes I get stuck in a moment of, do I need one right now? I've had one before in the
Mm-hmm.
past and she helped me with SOPs. But right now I don't actually have a need for one. But I think sometimes as entrepreneurs we want to hire one kind of because it looks cool to say we have one.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for breaking it down so that we can, it's not just about being overwhelmed, but it's really about having a clear path for them and a clear job for them. So I appreciated that.
No, thank you, Maisha. If you have a minute, and if you don't feel it, let me know. But if you have a minute, let's just play the game right now and see, is Maisha correct that she does not need one right now? And while we're talking to you, Maisha, it's really helpful for other people. But I can just use you as the, to play with me and to see, hey, you know what? Sounds like you're right. In this season, you don't. And I'm sure you can talk about when you did. But give us a sense of your processes, or give us a kind of a week in the life, make up something, just whatever the scenario, onboarding a client, whatever you're doing. What are you doing? And then you're like, yeah, Ramon, that's why I decided. And then let me see if I can challenge it. Maisha, maybe you do, or I'll agree. No, you don't. If you can.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no worries. And one of the reasons why I decided not to was because I don't think I had very clear SOPs, and I'm the type of person that wants to make sure I know everything that I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
first before I hand it off to someone else. And I had to revamp things. So Monday is my admin day. Today
Mm-hmm.
is my admin day. I usually take care of everything: emails, copy, recordings,
Mm-hmm.
all of that on Mondays. And then the rest of the week is clients. The onboarding isn't the process for me isn't too laborious
Mm-hmm.
because I'm an online coach. So usually there's a form that someone fills out. We've had the call. And after that they have the contract and we're usually pretty good to go. So my systems are very simple
Mm-hmm.
right now. But when I do a group program, right now I'm only doing one-on-one coaching. When I
Mm-hmm.
do a group program, that's when I may need to bring on an assistant
Mm-hmm.
because that requires onboarding multiple people at one time. I've done that before. That does get a little taxing, but one-on-one I can handle right now.
I love that. So here's the only challenge I would have, challenge in a fun, good way, of course, is that, let me not say of course, sometimes it may not be fun and good, but this show it is. But in a fun, good way, Maisha, what if you were saying, okay, Ramon, it's X month right now. In the next 6 months, maybe I want to bring Maisha's program of helping women live better lives and intimacy and more. My words, I always forget how to say it exactly how you say it, but I think I'm on the right track. And let's say you said, hey, I want to do programs around the country. Let's say you said, you know what, I see there's a lot of events in Africa and South America. I want to expand there. Let's say you said, you know what, let me see some other people who could be ancillary to me. Like, let me do a joint venture with Dr. Janie and see if I can, you see what I mean? So meaning, what if it was something you said, I want to expand and I need to do more, and you kind of needed somebody to help you either expand into it, or you focus on the expansion and they manage day to day. I may be off a bit exactly, but I'm giving others a vision. Would you say then, you know what? Oh, maybe I should get some help if I'm in this season of taking this to the next level in some way?
Oh, that's exciting, and you've given me something to think about. And for clarity, yes, I help women gain sensual confidence and
That's the
become
word,
the
central confidence.
seductress in the bedroom, so that yeah, they can do all the things they want to do in the bedroom. But I love that, and you're absolutely right. If I were expanding, right now I am looking at grants, for instance, and things of that to create programs. So that may be something I would need to bring someone on for. I had not considered that. Thank you.
I love it. And Maisha, can you just say this to me? Because can you just say, oh, wow, Ramon, I'm on the rundown with Ramon. Ramon helped me in my business on the rundown with Ramon. Can you say it like excited, like I didn't tell you? Pretend I didn't tell you, though, and then say it again. So, Maisha, was that helpful for you, Maisha?
It sure was, Ramon. Wow, I am on a rundown with Ramon, and I am so excited. This has been amazing. I really appreciate your help today.
You're so welcome, Aisha. I'm glad you're here today. See, y'all, that's how you get a quote. That's how you get a sound bite when you need a sound bite. You just ask the person to say it the way you want it, Maisha. You too much. I always appreciate you hanging with me. You know what I like about Maisha, y'all? We can get serious and appreciate and uplift one another, or we can go to Mortal Kombat and fun as well as friends and just tear it up. Am I right, Maisha? We can go either way.
Absolutely, all day.
Yes, I appreciate it. All right, everybody. My name.
Ramon, don't we need a
Talk to me.
PSA? All of this was brought to you by none other than Office Hours with Ramon and bitdefender.com. That's right, bitdefender.com. Protect your business today so that you can enjoy your play. Back to you, Ramon, with our regular programming.
Well, thank you, Pastor Jeff. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else? Question, comment, thoughts on any of this before we continue on with? And thank you, Pastor Jeff. When should you hire your first virtual assistant? All right, good. Hey, John, what's up? Good to have you here, brother. And good to have you. Some others. Julie's here, and Christina's here, and Limitless. Hey, I heard a mic on mic. Anybody want to join me real quick?
It was Leslie.
Hey,
Good
Leslie, talk to
morning.
me. Mic is yours.
I just wanted to say that you were like all in my backyard because in 2019 I hired my first VA, but I didn't know what I was doing. And to your point, I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I wanted somebody to help me with graphics and social media, but what then ended up happening is I wanted her to update the website and
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do all these other things. And it started to become very overwhelming for me. And I had to realize that we needed to cut this relationship because Leslie was not clear on
Yes. Mm-hmm.
what she needed. And here I am bringing somebody else into this, and me not able to articulate exactly what I need to move the business forward. So yeah, you were all in my backyard, all on my front porch and all that kind of stuff. For so yes, I just wanted to comment that, and SOPs are so important,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever a person may call it, but just plot out what you do daily, and what you want somebody to help you with. But what I love what you said to Maisha is, I love your expansive mind of how you think so grand, right? So I absolutely love that. And when you said that, I said, wow, that's not really a VA. That's a Chris. That's an operations manager, right? So that's a operations person to help you really and truly scale this thing. So I just wanted to just add that. Thank you so much for always bringing up these important topics for entrepreneurs that sometimes we don't think about, and we may have experienced it, but we can't articulate it or say to anybody else because it's really just stuck in our head. So thank you so much.
Leslie, I appreciate that so much. And yes, I appreciate y'all being here today. And that's what we do in the Ramon Office Hours. I must say, in Ramon Office Hours, we have conversations like this and help people get to the next level in their business. If you're enjoying this conversation, want to work with me to have me help you take your business to the next level, I really don't know what you're waiting for. It's free for 1 month trial. 1 month trial. You get to go deep and have conversations like this with me and others who are on Ramon Office Hours. You can check that all out at RamonRay.com, RamonRay.com. Just click on the coaching button, RamonRay.com. Check it out right now. Stop waiting. And or go to RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. So thank you all for being here today. Appreciate that. And yes, you mentioned operations excellence. Yes, absolutely. Chris Cushing, who many of you know on the BWC platform, who's my operations manager and has been engaged by many of you on this platform as well. She's available. Again, if you have those questions, virtual assistant, operations manager, she don't mind. She don't feel bad. She'll set you straight on what's what. But she's a good person to talk to about, hey, I just need somebody to edit videos. Maybe you need Chris, maybe you don't. I need somebody to edit 1,000 videos. Maybe she can help you find one. Either way, talk to Chris Cushing. You can email her and check out her profile, however her preference of being connected is. Definitely one way is Chris at RamonRay.com. Let's move forward. Ding, 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 ding. We talked about how to hire your first virtual assistant. One, know why you're hiring them. Number two, audit 1 week of your work to see really what you're doing. Number three, choose the first three or so responsibilities. Don't just shove everything to them, but start small. Number four, and I was going to say another thing. I went on Upwork, and I've hired over 100, about 100 or more virtual assistants, as it were, on Upwork. And I've had pretty good success. I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, started Family Computer Consulting Services, that it was solo. Then I started smallbiztechnology.com. I had a team of writers I hired from Upwork. I started Small Business Summit. I hired freelancers to do graphics work and more via Upwork. I hired my next company was smarthustle.com. Had a number of writers and staff helping me build that. And my first operations manager, her name was Jamie Freyer. She was with me for a number of years, believed in me and had faith in me, just like Chris Cushing does. And Jamie helped me build, in fact, Small Biz and smarthustle.com until I sold that to Zen Business, a company backed by Mark Cuban. And today I'm working on Zone of Genius, working on Genius Talks Mastermind, a number of programs and offerings that I'm building and working on. And happy to say again, I'm eating my own dog food. I have an operations manager who helps me with much of that. So success leaves clues. And you can't beat it. Again, the conversation, love, Leslie, what you mentioned, of hiring a virtual assistant. All of you should do that. This show is about that today, but also don't get it confused with an operations manager. Different side of a similar coin, support for your business. That's the bottom line, but understand the differences of what they are. And hey, Dr. Jenny, good to have you here. John, good to have you here. So number 4, define what done looks like. What does it mean? What's the measure of success? I'll give you an idea of here, me building Genius Talks Mastermind. Many of you have been to my in-person events, Genius Talks Mastermind. In fact, you can go to RamonRay.com. We have 2 more coming up, one in San Antonio coming up in a few weeks, one in Miami coming up in a few weeks, in addition to as I launch into and figure out the New York program and possibly Atlanta program as we do more and more and more. But here's exactly what's been done. As Chris Cushing and I, my operations manager, but again, you can take this way beyond just Chris, way beyond Ramon. Use this for your own business. I had to define, as the leader, I had to define, what are we trying to build, or what does done mean? And we're still evolving that. I had to define that. So the marching orders, I had to be sure, and everything wasn't perfect, Chris Cushing, and that's where an operations manager comes in, help me figure that out. But I'm giving you the playbook for Genius Talks Mastermind. I want to do an event with 20 people. Got some advice from Seth Godin. Honored to say 20 seats for 20 people. One of them could be yours. That's the premise, an intimate setting of people. We've had 7 or 8 of them. All of them have been impactful and amazing experiences. What was Chris Cushing's job? I had to give, and again, this is where I don't want you to get it twisted. You got to kind of know what you're doing, or this is where an operations manager can help you figure it out. A virtual assistant can't do that, meaning they could, but then they should call themselves a different title. Your average virtual assistant can't. That's not their job. So I said, listen, I want to do events, not exactly sure figured out, but this is what it is. We need a venue. We need food. We need marketing, blah, 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 blah. And it came to pass. So this is how you're working with another team member to move your vision forward. Maybe I need to do a whole other segment on operations managers because now I'm getting things conflated. So define, number 4, what does done look like? What is success mean for you? Let's say this show here, Rundown with Ramon's show, I'm live right now broadcasting to people. That's doing this show, but it's not done because I have built into my calendar 30 minutes after every show, Monday through Friday. I have, it says post-production of Rundown with Ramon. That's done. So my point is, you also have to understand and talk to your team, what does done look like? What's the result? What's the deadline? What's the quality? What's the standard, the tools, the approval level? I'll give you an example of me working with virtual assistants. And another thing, I must say one thing to be clear on this, everybody. You have to be very clear. Many of you may be frustrated at first and working with a new hire. That frustration, everybody, is to be expected. The reason why, they don't know your business. They can't read your mind. Now, if they're the best of the best, and I assume you're only going to hire the best of the best, then it'll be a smooth transition. But you have to get some grace to understand what you're saying and what you're trying to do and how you do it and maybe how they can help you improve on it. So I'll give you an example. I know quite a bit about marketing and sales. I've done dozens of events. I've marketed events to have 300 to 500 people called the Small Business Summit. You can Google it. Google Small Business Summit Ramon Ray. You'll see me on stage with Dell. I sold $100,000 sponsorship. I have a lot of experience in doing events. done dozens of events, small events, big events, a lot of experience in marketing and sales. As many of you know, video. I've edited thousands of videos. I can go on. So I hired a video editor to do some video editing for me. They did the video. Young guy, 20 something years old, however old he is, 30 years old. Oh, I've done thousands of videos. I'm the best video editor. Okay, bet. I hired him. I look at the video he did for me. It's black. Dude, why is the video black? Oh, I put some cool motion graphics in there. You don't know? If you have motion graphics can't be at the first millisecond of the video because as the motion graphics are transitioning, the video will be black. When people scroll on social media, all it is black. You got to have a still image first. Oh, do you get my point? I had to educate him what done look like. So you'll have to go through that. Not all of you, but in my realm, since I've done events, I've done marketing, I've done sales, I've done video, I've been live streaming for years. I know this stuff. It's in my bones. So when I hire others, often I may have to educate them on that, which is okay. So my point is define what done looks like. Number 5, create a simple process before you hire. This is important and one of the things I fall on a lot. I've hired hundreds, over 100, about 100 people on Upwork, great platform. And one of the biggest Achilles heels I had is hiring people with no plan. So when I was building smarthustle.com, I had SOPs. I had systems. I had how do you do a blog post? How do you do SEO? All that's changed now with AI. It's all can automate it up the wazoo. But I had to build a specific process in. Even now, as I try my best as getting into sales and maybe having another person do sales, I got to build some system in. How are sales done? Right now, it's done a Ramon's charm, Ramon's smile. I can sell. I've sold maybe 1 million. I don't know what the dollar amount is. I can sell. But now if I transition that to somebody else, I got to teach them that. And or hiring a professional salesperson, they're not going to be like me. I'm not going to be like them, but giving them the process. So number 5 is create a simple process before you hire. Number 6, decide, do you want an employee or contractor? 2 different things. I'm not going to get in the weeds. A simple AI search will help you, employee or contractor. But if you use a simple service like an Upwork, a Fiverr, whatever, they'll handle all that. But most of you in this room, as I look at John and Jeannie and Mary Lynn and GA and most of us, Maisha and Pastor Jeff, most of us are going to want to hire a contractor. Simple. Just hire a contractor. You can look up the legal stuff yourself. It's not that complicated. Most people are not ready for an employee yet. Number 7, interview with a realistic paid test. I do this. Most of my last hires, I've had an interview process. I had an interview with Chris Cushing. Our interview was over weeks, just meeting her, seeing her. That was part of the interview process. Sure, she was interviewing me too, in a way. And Julie Loken, give props to you. Thank you for the gift of bringing Chris Cushing to many of us, Julie Loken, through Creative Console. Thank you, Julie. So, but when you interview with a realistic paid test, here's what I mean. Let me separate these 2 things. 1, you should have an interview. And give grace. If you're hiring somebody from another country, their language is going to be different. They're going to have a thick accent. You're not going to understand. You have a thick accent too, by the way. We all have accents. But you get the point I'm making. Give some grace. But the number 1 thing to do, especially for quick transactional things, this is where the scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. I got 3 video editors. All are really good. I'll hire all 3. I'm hiring all 3 of you. Do a video. I'll give you each $20. That's a fair amount for somebody, right, in another country with the cost of living really, really low, right? Hire all 3 of you. The one who's late, you're gone. The one who doesn't do a good job, you're gone. The one that doesn't do what I said, you're gone. We're done. Now I hire you. So number 7, interview and hire with realistic paid test. Don't mooch off of people. Compensate people for their time. Number 8, protect access and customer information. This is important. Most of the team members I hire, some use their personal Gmail, but especially as we grow, I prefer for it to be on my domain name. And we have contracts and things like this. I'm a very trusting person unless I have it otherwise not to be, but I'm pretty open. Anything that you make for me is mine. Anything that you do kind of your creative gene work, whatever the rules are, can you take it or not? I don't know how that works, but I don't have too much intellectual property. I do hold my relationships very clear. Like if I have a sponsor, if I have contacts I don't want you stealing that or taking that to give to somebody else. That's just regular human stuff, right? Just do the right thing. I might get into legal stuff here because even if I was going to sue somebody, I don't have the money. You think I'm going to sue somebody for $100,000? I got money for that. So, but do think about it. especially those of you who have personally identifiable information, say someone like a Dr. Janie Lacey, or let's say, let's say Pastor Jeff, let's say, or GA for that, GA finances. That's a different ball game. When you're collecting that information databases, you need to think very clearly who you're hiring, what they have access to. But me, I got a bunch of blogs on how to build your business. Ain't nothing there to steal. Number 9, build an onboarding rhythm. What's the cadence of how it is, of how you're onboarding people, how people will start to work with you. And the 10th thing I'll say, measure the value beyond the hourly cost. I tell this to my team all the time, especially when I've hired virtual assistants from the Philippines and other places that are so used to hourly, hourly, hourly. Sir, how much are you going to pay me per hour? Sir, I only worked 3 hours this week. I don't care how many hours you worked. All I'm looking at is the end result. Did we get sales? Did we get people coming? Are people signing up to my email list? Am I getting more traffic? Are my socials growing? Are people buying? That's all. There's got to be some measure of numbers and hourly and all those things. I get that. But how you're measuring is so important. Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. Glad you're here today. I'm going to pause for some questions with our live audience on the BWC side, but I encourage you, those who want to work with Ramon Ray, you've heard me talk on this podcast, on this show. You want to come to Ramon Office Hours. You are missing out on a treat. You can go to RamonRay.com, or RamonOfficeHours.com. Take your pick. Check up, sign up, test it, free for 30 days. You will not be sorry. It's going to be an amazing experience, and I encourage all of you to check out my new campaign with Bitdefender at BeMoreSecure.com. BeMoreSecure.com, our brand new campaign with Bitdefender, helping you secure your business. And you check out the full campaign because you send me a picture. You'll be entered to win some cool prizes. Go to RamonRay.com, and see how you can enter to win. Let me pause. We got 6 minutes to go before favors coming up. Who wants to ask me a question, ideally a question about your business and how I can help get you to the next level? The mic is yours if you wish.
Ramon,
Hey, GA, what's up, man? Good to hear your voice. How you doing?
what's up, man? How you doing?
Congratulations on your book, by the way, GA. What's that title again?
It's Chaos to Cash Flow, the 2026 edition.
Yes, sir.
It is hot fire, man.
Come on, I
It's
know it
hot
is.
fire.
How
It's
can I help you,
hot
brother? Talk to me. Talk to the
fire.
people.
Hey, I got a quick question. I want to know your take on something I experimented with.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about VAs. I actually went down that road to set it up
Mm-hmm.
where college students could actually come and intern for me
Mm-hmm.
and get college credit. What do you think about that?
The answer is yes, I like it, but I would divide it by 2 ways. I think one, understand they're college students and they'll be gone, especially if you already know they'll be here for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So if you build it in reverse, this is a project. I'm doing a national 10-city tour, the Cash to Chaos. So Chaos to Cash Flow. I'm doing the Chaos to Cash Flow tour. Chaos to Cash Flow. Hiring 4 college students. I want them to develop this tour for me, soup to nuts. GA, I'm all for it. Do it. But let's say they're in sales of building something really sustainable. Ooh, GA, especially when it's going well, and you got the Jorge Manisquala. That's a dumb name. I don't know why I made that, but Jorge Manisquala from the University of Chapel Hill and somewhere. And they're doing good work, and now they're like, "Thank you, Mr. Pimpleton. My term's over. Now what do you do?" So let me hear your feedback on that. So yes, I love it for discrete, specific tasks. They get help, you get help. It's college credit, whether you pay or not. It's a whole nother ball game. I love it, but I would just do it reverse engineered. Nothing beats having that operations manager that's with you for 5 years. Nothing beats that video editor like Glenn's had his for like 10 years that rolls with you and stays with you. Nothing beats that. So just be clear on why you're doing it and how it's working. What you think, GA?
Hey man, that was exactly my experience because college students, I ran through them almost as much as buying retread tires from Walmart. It just did not last, brother. It was ugly. It was ugly. And what I found, it works best when you're actually doing the repeatable, for lack of a better way to say it, the envelope
Mm-hmm,
stuffer.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When you do that, they get credit for being around the business. They
Yep,
get the clean stuff, but the envelope stuff and things. But you can't give them the nuts and bolts
right.
and the meat of your business. You need to hire a specialist for that.
Yeah. Well said, GA. Well said. We got 3 more minutes. Anybody listen, by the way, that's GA Pimpleton. Check out his show on Thursdays, all about money, life, business, and more. Comes on whenever time it comes on Thursday. But you can see that at bwcdaily.com, bwcdaily.com. We got time for 1 or 2 more shares before we end the Rundown with Ramon show.
Hey, Ramon, it's Jeannie. I'll pop in
Hey,
just to
Dr.
add
Jeannie, take
on
your
to
time.
that. to that last comment about the interns, they don't always get credit because you have to be, has to justify. But the other thing you can do is flip that, where you're not having to manage the students quite as much. If you do have a project, like Ramon said, sometimes classes, marketing classes or
Mm.
business classes, will take on project. They are doing projects for their class,
Mhm.
and they will take on the GA Pimpleton project, and that way the professor is managing them. It is for a particular class. It's for a certain time. It begins and ends. You're not wondering what to do with the students and managing their schedules and all of that, but you do get those brains, those bright brains, to work on your one project, and then they're using it for their own project to get a grade, etc. Again, watch your IP. But that's another way to do it. If you could get in with a marketing professor or something like that, then it's solid, but you're not managing them day to day.
I love that. Dr. Jeannie Snyder, by the way, Dr. Jeannie, I have a fax in my hand. I just got some news. Out of the
Did
200,
you?
yes, I
Yeah.
did. Out of the 220,000 people, Dr. Jeannie, you are the third most smartest people in the BWC platform. Dr. Jeannie, are you excited? How do you feel about that? I mean, that just came in just now.
I just want to help people. I'm kind of tearing up. Do I get a crown for that? What is it? What is it? What do I get? Okay,
It's outside
hilarious.
your door. See, I like Doctor. She didn't
Right.
say who are the two ahead of me. She said no, I'm
Oh,
happy.
that's hilarious. No, I'm always second or third. It's okay. I'm used to that. That's a good spot to be.
Oh,
You
Dr.
get to
G,
watch. You get to watch the
let's
others.
let's go, Doc. But that's not
But
bad.
GA,
Two hundred twenty thousand
and
people.
also to say that I've had college students work with me for 4 years at the time.
Hmm.
They're still my peeps.
That's
I
right.
mean, one of my folks who did, just low level stuff for me
Hmm.
is a pediatric, one of the top pediatric cardiologists in the country.
Wow.
So there you go. I love having college students, but you have to have the mindset for it.
For sure. Dr. Jeannie Snyder, thank you. See her show, listen to her show as her and Dr. Janie tag team between 7 and 8, I think it is. You can see here Dr. Janie Lacey, Dr. Jeannie, as they build their businesses and do what they're doing. One about both are about mindset. And thank you so much, Dr. Janie. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie, for that comment today. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. It has been great to have you here on the Rundown with Ramon show. Rundown with Ramon show, daily, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live. But many of you, thousands of you, are hearing this on YouTube. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe. Zone of Genius, yes, is on YouTube. And go to our Spotify and follow us there. Do that right now. Follow us on Spotify so we can see those numbers rise. But more importantly for you, so you don't miss out. And those in the BWC audience, I will not be here until the 2nd of September, heading off to Budapest tomorrow. And so most likely I will be off this platform the entire time, and others will be doing their shows there. So my name is Ramon Ray. This is today's Rundown with Ramon show. Get more information about the show